Tensions erupt as Thailand pushes back hard against Cambodia in a fierce border standoff, but is this the spark for wider regional chaos? Imagine waking up to news of neighboring countries clashing over land they've argued about for decades, with soldiers battling and civilians fleeing. That's the unsettling reality unfolding between Thailand and Cambodia right now, where a long-standing feud over a shared border has boiled over into deadly confrontations. But here's where it gets controversial. Despite global leaders stepping in, one side insists the fighting must go on. Let's dive into the details of this escalating drama, breaking it down step by step to make sense of a situation that's as complex as it is urgent. At the heart of this conflict is a disagreement rooted in history, specifically the way colonial powers drew lines on the map centuries ago, leaving an 800-kilometer, about 500-mile, border between these Southeast Asian nations that's never been fully agreed upon. Think of it like two friends sharing a backyard fence, but neither can agree on where it should stand, leading to arguments that occasionally turn physical. This dispute has simmered for years, but recent skirmishes have ignited fresh violence, claiming at least 25 lives among soldiers and civilians, while forcing over 500,000 people on both sides to abandon their homes in search of safety. On Sunday, Thailand's military ramped up the pressure with a bold new operation aimed at reclaiming what they consider their rightful territory in the coastal province of Trat. A spokesperson from the Royal Thai Navy, Rear Admiral Parak Ratanakayapan, explained it straightforwardly. Their forces kicked off the action in the early hours, engaging in intense firefights as a defensive move grounded in international law and the protection of their nation's independence. And this is the part most people miss. It's not just about guns and bombs, it's about how nations interpret self-defense in gray areas where maps overlap. Thailand's officials are celebrating a win, claiming they've regained control and ousted the opposing troops from the contested zone. Reports from Thai PBS and TV3 Morning News paint a picture of triumph, with the Thai flag reportedly raised once more after driving out all rivals. As of early Sunday, the Army, Navy, and Air Force were still active along the frontier, indicating no signs of backing down. Meanwhile, Cambodia has stayed relatively quiet officially, but social media buzzed with accounts of pre-dawn shelling in spots like Thmarda in Posat province, right where Thailand says they struck. This silence from Phnom Penh adds another layer to the intrigue, leaving observers wondering if they're strategizing or simply avoiding escalation. The situation escalated further when Cambodia, on Saturday night, declared all border crossings with Thailand closed indefinitely. Their Ministry of Interior made it clear, no entries or exits allowed at any checkpoint until things calm down. This move underscores just how strained relations have become, turning neighbors into virtual strangers overnight, despite pleas from the international community for peace. But here's where it gets really controversial. Enter U.S. President Donald Trump, who claimed he'd brokered a fresh ceasefire between the two sides. On Saturday, he announced they'd agreed to pause hostilities, potentially ending the bloodshed that followed a minor clash on December 7, one that injured two Thai soldiers and shattered an earlier truce he'd helped facilitate. That July ceasefire, nudged along by Malaysia with Trump's strong-arming, including threats to yank trade benefits, was meant to last, formalized in October at a regional summit Trump attended. Yet Thailand's leaders are calling foul, with Prime Minister Anyutin Charnvirakul vowing to keep the fight going and Foreign Minister Sihasak Phuangketkeow pointing out that Trump's description doesn't match reality on the ground. Cambodia hasn't weighed in directly on Trump's ceasefire talk, but their defense ministry accused Thai jets of bombing runs earlier that day, painting a picture of ongoing aggression. Trump, meanwhile, is touting his mediation efforts as Nobel Prize-worthy, with his spokesperson warning that all parties must stick to their commitments or face consequences. Is this a genuine path to peace, or just diplomatic theater? Some might argue Trump's involvement is a bold move to flex American influence in Asia, but others see it as meddling that ignores local grievances. What do you think? To get more context, check out these related stories that shed light on the unfolding events. Thai PM rejects ceasefire with Cambodia, vows continued assaults despite Trump's assurances, linked to original story. Trump announces renewed ceasefire agreement between Thailand and Cambodia following lethal skirmishes, linked to original story. Al Jazeera team ducks for cover amid Thailand-Cambodia artillery exchange, linked to original story. As this border battle rages on, it's a stark reminder of how old maps and national pride can lead to modern tragedies. For beginners navigating international conflicts, remember, these disputes often involve not just land but pride, resources, and power, and solutions like ceasefires are tricky when trust is low. But what if the real controversy lies in who controls the narrative? Should global powers like the US dictate terms, or should locals resolve their own borders? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you side with Thailand's reclamation efforts, or is Cambodia's shutdown a necessary precaution? Let's discuss.